is game 52 of the 2024 Banana Ball World Tour, loved by the folks who call shrimp the fruit of the sea, our eloquent cats over at Zappos. What a national anthem from Tristan McIntosh.
Ladies and gentlemen, your Savannah.
That would be Firefighters right fielder Blaine McIntosh's sister. An American Idol finalist, releasing her debut single, Champagne Rampage, in just a week's time. As we take a look at the Bananas' defensive alignment here in Game 2 in Nashville. Left to right in the outfield gives you Robert Anthony Cruz, D.R. Meadows, and Brandon Crosby. In the infield, third to first, it's Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, Dalton Malden, and Eric Jones Jr. Catching is Bill Leroy, and towing the slab is Ryan Kellogg.
Ryan Cox is leading this year's World Tour with 111 trick plays, but last night was the first time in 21 games he was not able to record a trick play defensively for the Bananas. Only had one defensive opportunity the entire night. We've seen trick plays from Robert Anthony Cruz in back-to-back games when he's in left field, and it's the Bananas corner infielders tonight, Danny Hosley and Eric Jones Jr., still with a 100% success rate on trick plays this season.
It is the 6'6" southpaw out of the Great White North, Ryan Kellogg. Made it all the way up to AAA in the Chicago Cubs organization. Spent 7 years in their farm system. Was in the Atlantic League in the summer of 22. Throwing for the Wild Health Genomes. And Ryan Kellogg with a 5-pitch mix. 4-seam and 2-seam fastballs. Change-up, slider, and curveball will get the start on the mound for the Nanners, who finally break away after what had to be a riveting pregame pump-up speech.
Ryan Kellogg looking for good things in his second career start against the Firefighters this season. Kellogg with 2 wins and 4 losses, making start number 16. Kellogg was unfortunately the man who suffered the loss in Fenway Park for the Bananas, throwing 1 inning and giving up 1 hit and 2 unearned runs out on the mound in an inning that took him 5 minutes and 35 seconds to complete. And in Kellogg's first start against the Firefighters, 2 really solid innings to open up, but 4 innings, 7 hits allowed, 5 runs, 3 of which were earned. He struck out 4 Firefighters, but again, had to throw 87 pitches out on the mound. He averaged 3 outs in 5 minutes and 34 seconds. And for Kellogg, the keys to tonight's game, keeping the ball in the yard. He's allowed 6 home runs this season, leading all pitchers on tour. It's also imperative that his defense backs him on the mound as well. Across the last 2 games, we've seen 12 combined errors and trick plays missed by the Bananas.
Well, let's get a gander at what has been a very impressive Firefighters lineup 4 games into their franchise's career here. Joe Lytle leading it off for the 2nd straight day. Logan Lacey once again in the 2-hole, and Dakota McFadden due up 3rd. Parker Nolan back cleaning it up. Then Zach Watson, Daniel Brito, and South Trimble in the middle, and Zachary Bridges, Blaine McIntosh, and Isaac Parra, the bottom 3.
And again, it's going to be the Zachs to watch in tonight's ball game. Zach Watson 2 for 4 in last night's game here in Nashville, and Zachary Bridges wound up 3 for 4 with an RBI as well for this team.
Let's throw it down to Shark. Just kidding, we've got plenty of time. Beautiful evening here in the home of the Nashville Sounds, AAA affiliate of the Milwaukee Brewers. Over 10,000 fans on hand for the 2nd straight evening. 87 degrees here just moments before first pitch. Bill Leroy behind the back, fires it to second, and here's Shark.
Are you ready? Here we go, baby. On the count of 3, as loud as you can be, we're going to say start the clock. Can you do that for me? 1, 2, 3. It's showtime. Leading off for the Firefighters.
And away
number
we
22,
go.
Joe Lytle.
Lefty on lefty to kick us off. Joe Lytle handling the catching duties tonight. You take a look at his numbers when he was a party animal a year ago. really impressive offensive campaign. Terrific behind the dish as well. Struggling early on. The sample size is tiny, but just 3 for 17 so far here as a firefighter.
Got his first start in the leadoff spot last night for the Firefighters. Wound up 0 for 5, but they're trusting him in this leadoff spot once again as Lytle batted .400 against Ryan Kellogg across 2023.
That one lifted out to right center. Meadows has a beat on it, loses his cowboy hat, goes behind the back. First play of the game is the 46th trick play of the year for DR Meadows.
What a way to open up the ball game for the Savannah Bananas. We touched on they were going to have to be incredibly effective and efficient from a defensive standpoint tonight. And DR Meadows shows that this defense is going to try their best to back Ryan Kellogg. An impressive trick play out to begin night 2 in Nashville.
Peter behind the derriere of Logan Lacey, who's ready to turn around and swing with the backwards helmet from the opposite side. And now watches the changeup float below the zone. 2-0 count on the Firefighters' best hitter thus far, 9 for 16. With a team-high 5 doubles. And Kellogg gets him on the off speed to get back in the count. Talked to Ryan and Bill before the game. They said they were going to do that, just try and make Lacey a little uncomfortable. Because he's been feeling great at the dish as the count runs full.
Well, we saw Nisnik and Bill Leroy try that last night in the first inning, and yet Logan Lacey still came away with a base knock, and he does it on back-to-back nights for the Firefighters, lacing that one into the opposite field.
6-pitch at bat. Lacey's the first Firefighters to double digits when it comes to hits. He's now 10 for 17. Oh yeah, he's also picked up 2 ball-4 sprints and has only struck out once. Mind-boggling stuff from the former Florida State Seminole as Dakota McFadden finds the 4-hole. Bounces it the other way. Lacey going to try and go first to third. Brandon Crosby throw is offline. Ends up skipping to Danny Hosley. And after Lacey slides in safe at third. A pair of one-out singles. And now Firefighters at the corners for Parker Nolan.
And that's good scouting from the Firefighters, giving Lacey the send to get into third base. Brandon Crosby, with most of his career playing in the infield, doesn't have the greatest arm. And on the first pitch, Parker Nolan dunks this one into right center field. Logan Lacey comes around and scores for the Firefighters. We've gotten to Ryan Kellogg early in this ballgame, and already these guys with 3 hits.
They had 16 a night ago. Parker Nolan grabs his 6th RBI. And Logan Lacey gets to climb the ladder. A rowdy crew down there in foul territory off the left field line to receive the Firefighters' third baseman. Nolan now tied for the team high in stakes. Still 2 men aboard for Zach Watson, who goes the other way. Crosby got a good beat on this. And it will be a line out for out number 2.
So going back to Parker Nolan, we saw him across the first series of the Firefighter season. 2 for 5, batting with runners in scoring position, and he tacked on a ball-4 sprint. Firefighters moved him down just a pinch in the order. They wanted him to bat in more situation with guys on. Obviously, he's produced here tonight.
Daniel Brito with a sword. Nasty slider there from Kellogg. Battle between 2 guys who made it all the way up to AAA. Brito was the number 3 prospect overall in the Phillies organization. And he shows you why. Sneaks it fair down the third baseline. D-Mac scores. Throw comes into second. Nolan will touch home as well. 2-run double for the Firefighters' extra hitter. And just like that, it's a 3 spot.
South Trimble, escorting South to the plate, is Jebby Neese. Jebby has served as a firefighter for 15 years in Florence, Alabama. Make some noise for tonight's firefighter of the game, Jebby Nees.
Always a special moment. We get to honor firefighters here. Doing it on back-to-back nights. That will be a mainstay in every Firefighters Banana Ball game from this point going forward. Two balls and no strikes on South Trimble. And the second baseman 3 for 11 in his young Banana Ball career. Looped up the middle, Cox will grab it with the bare hand. No opportunities for trick plays last night. He grabs one here in the first to bring him up to 112 on the tour. But the Firefighters score 3 runs on 4 hits and have a great chance to earn the first point available tonight. Take a look at their defensive alignment. In the outfield, left to right, it is Zach Watson, Parker Nolan, and Blaine McIntosh. In the infield, third to first, you see Logan Lacey, Isaac Parra, South Trimble, and Dakota McFadden. Behind the dish is Joe Lytle, and on the bump, Emmanuel Rosario.
We only saw 3 trick plays from the Firefighters last night, but they were all rather impressive. Isaac Parra collecting the second of his Banana Ball career while he switched from shortstop to the second base position last night. And it was Parker Nolan with 2 trick plays for the Firefighters, bouncing 1 Banana Ball off his jersey and then coming up with a behind-the-back catch to get Matt Malatesta out of the 8th inning in under 2 minutes. It's Nolan leading this team with 4 trick plays so far on the season, and Blaine McIntosh starting in right field. He had a 2 trick play game in his last start for the Firefighters.
Let's get a gander at the 6'2" righty out of St. Petersburg, Florida, Emmanuel Rosario, in his 3rd Banana Ball World Tour. You take a look at his numbers as a party animal on the 2022 World Tour.
Manuel Rosario with a pretty good first start as a Firefighter, 3 2/3 innings pitched. Gave up 6 hits, 4 runs, only 1 of them was earned, hit 2 batters, gave up a sprint, and struck out 3. But the average MPI for Manny, 3 minutes and 27 seconds. Even though he was a bit all over the place to begin the night, he really dialed it in across his final 3 innings when he picked up all 3 of his punch-outs and really showed a massive improvement, working quicker in his return to Banana Ball. I think the goals tonight for Manny are going to be to execute his sweeper, which was really his wipeout pitch across his first start. Keep the ball down against the Bananas and focus on getting that leadoff man out. That's what Austin Temple struggled with a night ago.
Well, Mr. David Ray Meadows had an excellent chance to steal first base there, just a little bit of hesitation. And he decides not to send it. He's tied for the tour lead with his 3 steals of first with Tanner Thomas of the Party Animals. VR taps this one to third. Logan Lacey fields it between the legs. A seed across the diamond, and he picks up his 3rd trick play.
Great start for the Firefighters. Logan Lacey obviously has a lot of respect for the speed of DR Meadows, but has a lot of confidence in his trick play abilities. He looked phenomenal across the Firefighters' practices at turning them with ease. Still able to get that one between the legs and make a strong throw across the diamond to retire the speedy DR.
It was a big night for Robert Anthony Cruz an evening ago here in Nashville, 2 for 3 with a no-doubt home run walking off the 4th inning. Added a foul home run as well. Won't help him statistically, but it was a beautiful thing to watch. That was a 2-2 count on the former Washington Nationals minor leaguer. Hitting .311. Now 4th on the Nanners in OPS, on-base percentage plus slugging. Good job fighting that one off, and he shows the power. I mean, that was just a flick of the wrists. It's a foul home run to left.
Just ridiculous pop for Robert Anthony Cruz. Has a .513 slugging percentage this season, and 2 of his 5 home runs have gone the opposite way this year.
Hanging tough. That one out of First Horizon Park.
Just another impressive note for Rack. Hits in 8 of his last 10 games as well for the Savannah Bananas.
Continues to battle. .513 slugging percentage of his, third best on the team, only behind Dan Oberst and Eric Jones Jr., who wait on deck and in the hole respectively. Works the count full. Has to look out for a sinker, four-seam fastball, cutter, splitter, and sweeper. A 5-pitch arsenal from Rosario. And the payoff is fouled away. Fans can have a chance at this one. It's not caught.
We saw the fans, pretty good defense here in Nashville a night ago. Caught 2 foul balls, both of them on behalf of the Bananas, and don't seem to be trying to aid the Firefighters yet in this series, as this one from Rosario yanked inside to Rack, who's going to think about taking 2 bases, but pumps the brakes. They'll stay with just 1 base on the sprint.
That's the smart move. His team is down 3 runs in the inning. Remember, in Banana Ball, every inning counts as a point. So if the Nanners don't score 3 runs, they will trail by a point. If they can score 4, they'll flip the script and lead in the all-important points department. But they're in the business of base runners. They've got to get 1 more guy on before they can think about tying this frame. Now the aforementioned Oberst, the designated hitter, gives this a ride deep out to right. McIntosh underneath it. There's out number 2.
McIntosh had a pretty good beat on that ball. Had to battle the sun a little bit. When you thought he could possibly pull off a trick play by tipping it up to Parker Nolan in center field, his teammate just hadn't ranged in close enough for McIntosh to really give a tip that was going to be powerful enough to reach the glove of Nolan, it would appear.
1-0 here on Eric Jones Jr., former Mariners and Twins minor leaguer. Chops this one to short. Parra attacking under the leg, flips it over to first. A pair of trick plays for the Firefighters. They blank the Bananas 3 runs to nothing and lead 1 point to zip. 1 inning in the books. Another look at Parra's 3rd career trick play, as he equals Lacey's total. And take a look at what happened between the Party Animals and Visitors last night. It was the first time we have had 2 Banana Ball games going at once. Of course, the Animals and Visitors battling in Grayson Stadium, an hour behind us. So they start an hour before us. And Chase Acuff had himself a ball game.
Chase Acuff was phenomenal, the Party Animal showman of the night. 3 hits, a run batted in, also collected 3 trick plays, now up to 69 on the season for the Party Animals. A very nice total.
Up to 70. He already has 1 tonight.
And for the Visitors, we saw 3 home runs coming from Correll Prime, KJ Jackson, and Indiana Stanley, but really what did that team in 0 for 7 batting with runners in scoring position last night.
And as we speak, we're in the bottom of the 5th inning in Grayson Stadium. Party Animals lead the Visitors 3 points to 1. Animals won the first 3 innings. Visitors looking for their first ever win. The Firefighters 1 and 3, leading this game by a point, looking for their 2nd win. It's going to be 8, 9, and 10. Zachary Bridges gets some good lumber on it. And it's a backflip catch from D.R. Meadows in center. His 2nd trick play of the night, 47th of the year.
That one tagged off the bat of Zachary Bridges. And you see David Meadows only having to take a couple steps back before lining himself up and nailing the backflip catch yet again. Now 2 trick plays on the night for the Doctor and 5 already in the ball game between these 2 teams.
Now Blaine McIntosh, former New York Mets minor leaguer. Quickly behind 0-2. And it is 3 donuts for the full capacity crowd here in Nashville. The Clarksburg, Tennessee native goes down on 3 pitches. And over 10,000 of his volunteer state faithful get free donuts thanks to Duncan because of his K.
In his first start back in his home state, it's not the result that he was looking for, but we still saw pretty solid stuff from McIntosh coming off the bench last night with a single, a ball 4 sprint, and 3 runs batted in for the team.
Now Isaac Parra, who in his first career banana ball at bat, it was against Ryan Kellogg. The first pitch he saw, tapped it over the 6'6" southpaw's head, got himself an infield single. It was the first time we've ever seen somebody try slap hitting in banana ball. Now Parra has to wait for Cox, Malden, and Meadows to pull off a choreographed dance with Kellogg. Split runs by in the background to deliver donuts to folks on the left field side. Little Megan Trainor for the people, which seems to be the vast majority of Kellogg's 3-2-2s. This one in the second inning, technically a 2-2-2.
He did that 2-2-2 the Aki way. I think it had some chalant to it.
Throw over Cox's head from Leroy. Parra's going to easily grab 2 bases on the sprint. Remember, when ball 4 is fired in banana ball, all 7 fielders behind the pitcher and catcher have to touch the ball before it is live. Cox did get glove on it. So the shortstop was the first of 7 who needed to touch the ball, but the Nanners had to go an unconventional route across the other 6 guys after things didn't go to plan from the get-go. Back to the top of the order. No balls and a strike here on Joe Lytle. Quickly 0-2. One of the Oklahoma City native who spent all 4 years at Oklahoma City University playing for his dad, Keith. Good protect, fights that heater off.
We saw him collect the first hit in Firefighters franchise history, going the opposite way against Ryan Kellogg in the first inning on opening night. Couldn't keep it fair there, and continuing to protect against Kellogg, finding the zone. Lytle looking for his first hit this season with runners in scoring position. So far, the Firefighters catcher 0 for 5.
Bender gets the top of the zone. Joe disagrees with the call. Vincent Chapman is the man whose opinion matters, though. Kellogg rings the bell. Strands Parra on second. You get another look at the Bender for strike 3. And let's take a look at some of the incredible outfield trick plays that happened on night 1 here in Nashville. Starts top of the 3rd inning. We've already seen 2 from D.R. Meadows tonight. We'll get to him later because Robert Anthony Cruz, is the man who got us going behind the back. A little bit of a 360. Really fantastic play from Rack. As promised, the doctor would not be outdone. Here's a backflip catch he had.
And the one we've seen tonight might be even more impressive. That one coming in on a line. You saw Meadows with plenty of time to wait on that one and come down with it. And then we saw the Firefighters center fielder Parker Nolan with a pair of his own. How about going behind the back here with Matt Malatesta on the mound as he was ranging on the warning track. And then Parker Nolan yet again with the jersey, bumping this one up to himself into the bare hands. Impressive snags from Parker Nolan last night. Again, 4 trick plays on the season for the rookie center fielder.
He is leading his Firefighters squad. Lacey and Parra, each with a trick play tonight. They're on his heels with 3 apiece. As you see Parker throwing a frisbee back and forth with the fans out in the left field stands. Impressive vocals from the folks here in Music City.
These fans here in Nashville are rowdy tonight. We can hear it from the crowd sing up, and we saw it firsthand ourselves in the party plaza as well, my friend. Those fans rabid for some foam balls that you were hitting out to them.
That was about as crazy a crew as we have encountered out in the party plaza here on this wild tour of ours. This is game 52, the 50th Bananas game. They come in at 29-20, 3-1 against the Firefighters. And Bill Leroy with 3 balls and no strikes. He represents the inning-winning run. 5, 6, and 7 due to swing it. Jackson Olsen on deck. Danny Hosley waiting in the hole.
Solid Leroy work. The ball four sprint against Austin Temple a night ago. Now looking to do it to lead off this frame against Emmanuel Rosario. And it's Manny able to get the low strike call from Vincent Chapman. Count now 3-1.
That one misses. Manny thought it was pretty similar to the previous pitch he had there as Bill slams the brakes and will be content with a 1-base sprint. Once again, great sprint defense by the Firefighters. They held Rack to just 1 base an inning ago. And Flash the Kid, Malachi Mitchell, instantly out to pinch run. He's the Nanners' designated runner, so he can pinch run 1 time every trip through the order. Pacing the tour with 26 steals in 30 tries. Closest man to him is the Doctor, who has 17 stolen bases. So Flash with a healthy 9-steal lead. Jackson Olsen cranks it into right. Flash is going to go first to third as McIntosh fires it all the way to Lacey. Olsen thought about second. They'll head back to first. Inning-winning run. 90 feet away with nobody out. We start here for Jackie as the extra hitter nearly every single ball game this year. He's been penciled in at second base. Came in hitting .308. That will rise a couple ticks as D.R. Meadows leads the charge on a Cotton Eye Joe all the way around the infield with Danny Hosley, the caboose of this Cotton Eye Joe train, who will be the next man at the dish.
These guys have long been pros at the Cotton Eye Joe. It's only fitting that they do it here in the Music City. Danny Hosley with a little bit of a Rasputin right behind home plate, too. Don't know if that was part of the original choreography, but nonetheless, Haas now up to the plate with runners on the corners, and it's Hosley who has reached base safely every time he has ever been up to bat here in First Horizon Park. He is 3 for 3 with 2 ball four sprints.
See if he can keep the miraculous streak going as Jackson Olsen will take second uncontested, and Hosley fouls this one off. He led last year's tour with 28 walk-offs. Currently with 5 of them here in 2024 as Olsen has to head back to first. He thought maybe the steal happened. Well, the ball was in play. Parra 360 to the dish. It's in plenty of time. Pickle now as Lytle gets the tag on Flash. And Parker Nolan hustling in from center. Not able to get a tag on Jackie in time, getting back to second. What an unbelievable inning-saving play by the Firefighters shortstop.
Drawing the infield in pays dividends for the Firefighters. Great play from Isaac Parra with the 360 spin and throw home. Off balance to get that one perfectly in the mid of Joe Lytle. Able to apply the tag on Malachi Mitchell, so fielder's choice now puts runners on second and first for the Bananas with Ryan Cox up to bat.
Glove magician cranks it off of our first base cameraman. That was a hot one. And it looks like it clanged right off Daniel Boros's knee, who has not left his camera. That is dedication. Oh, it got off the tripod. Thank goodness.
That's why you buy the dang things.
Yeah, all of our folks would just be having handheld cameras if not for the safety risk that would entail. This one flicked the other way. Parker Nolan will make a leaping grab. Just for toots and giggles. And now it'll be Brandon Crosby with the inning-winning run at second and 2 down. Must I remind you that the inning-winning run was at third with no outs. Flash took off on an infield grounder. Isaac Parr made an unbelievable play at short to gun him down. And now the fate of the frame is in Showtime's hands.
Well, we're seeing Brandon Crosby get more and more comfortable his banana ball game after a strong month of May. Crosby posting a .333 batting average, but on the second pitch he gets from Emmanuel Rosario, skies this into right field. Blaine McIntosh comes up with the catch, and the Firefighters get themselves out of a jam and maintain their 1-point edge.
Manny continues to have success against Rosario. That was his first strikeout in the Pioneer League a year ago. The beer batter in Grand Junction got folks 3 beer for 10 minutes straight as we toss it down to Maceo Harrison and the fellas. What a job from Mace with Noah Nisnik, Andy Archer, Alex Ziegler, and Malachi Mitchell as his supporting cast. We head to the top of the 3rd inning, and Ryan Kellogg joins us on the broadcast. So much better now that we get to chat with you. How the heck are you going to get Logan Lacey out?
Nobody knows. Kid is hitting 9,000. Maybe that'll work. Okay.
It's a nice bender. 1-1 count.
See how this goes. Swing at that, please. Thank you.
Change up.
Yep.
You didn't like it?
Nope, neither. Oh, 2 minutes hooking. Holy. That might be a major, boys. That should be illegal. All right, we're on 2-2. Ah! No, oh my God. Catch it, DR.
Up the middle.
I'm just going to hit him.
That's a good plan. He's 2 for 2, and he's 11 for 18 in his banana ball career.
I do have a question for you guys about the old commentator's curse.
Yes.
Osley was apparently had gotten safe on base safely every time for the winning run on third. You guys would love to mention that, don't you?
That's my bad. I'll take responsibility for that one.
Liner!
No. Oh my God.
Off the glove of Dalton Malden.
If I get 4-holed to death again this inning like the first, you're going to be a little bit upset.
Now, do you happen to notice, Ryan, that Nolan Daniel is dousing himself in maple syrup behind home plate?
I did not notice that. Oh, there he is. That's my guy. That was my boy last year. I'm glad he's still part of Banana Ball, but I'm sad he's not here with us. 2.
Cox under the leg, goes to third, gets the lead runner.
That's the only way to get Lacey out, is have somebody else ground into a fielder's choice.
Coxey had the momentum going towards the third base bag. Knew that he was going to get the force as long as Hosley was on the base. Still had time to go between the legs and pick up his second trick play tonight.
Love to see that. Oh, fly ball. I don't want it. Anybody else. Literally anybody else. Bill to catch it.
Oh! Bill Leroy trying for the trick play, comes up empty. That would have been nice.
That would have been really cool.
That would have been good for you.
2 outs, guys on. Much better situation.
Nolan continues to cover himself in maple syrup.
I don't know if he's trying to distract me or make me jealous.
How many times have you doused yourself in maple syrup, Ryan?
I'm going to plead the 5th.
I heard you folks shower with maple syrup up there.
That's how you keep the bears away, you know?
I thought it would do the opposite.
Yeah, the mosquitoes come out, but... Oh, ground out, roll over, turn 2. Be fair. Oh, come on, Vince!
Would have been 2.
Oh, he called a foul ball. That's...
Vincent Chapman called a foul ball. EJ and Dalton did not get the memo. In fact, most of your fielders have no idea.
Did we challenge that?
Yes, you can. You can challenge fair foul.
Oz, what do you got?
It's a tough one to overturn with the angles we have.
Yeah, that's fair.
Kind of need cameras right down the line.
Let's just go for the strikeout instead.
That sounds good.
Swing. Oh, do it again. Round 2. Fair ball.
There's 1.
Ball never lies.
There's 2.
Ball never lies.
How'd you do that?
I don't know. We're just gonna chalk it up to clean living.
Ryan Kellogg, thank you so much for joining us, buddy.
Great work, Brian. And Nolan Daniel is just covered in maple syrup right now. That is all over his chest.
Turns out the distraction did not work. Kellogg strands a man. Another couple looks at the 5-3 double play. And we'll get it down to the young professor for Menno Pops.
Down and pop 3 balloons. First is a front pop. The second one is a sitting pop. And the third one is a back pop. You'll see what I'm talking about. Ladies, are you ready? Fellas, are you ready? Yeah, you look ready. All right, on your marks. Get set. Go, ladies, go. There goes Darla and Lori. Oh, come to pop is what he says. Pop that balloon. There we go. Lori's got the first one. Grab your next balloon. We're going to get all 3. The fellas are sitting down now. They've got to sit down and pop this one. Lori's in the front, but here comes Darla. Oh, there it is. Darla's got a good lead. All right, the final balloon. Fellas, assume the position. Darla's got... It's still got to pop it. Pop that balloon. Who's it going to be?
Wow.
We have a winner. It's Darla and Rusty and Menno Pops.
What a job by the folks there. Man, it warmed the heart to see Nolan Daniel not just covering himself in the maple syrup, actually chugging the maple syrup as you get another couple looks at the action-packed finish there to Menno Pops.
Nolan was like a pig in mud, just enjoying himself immensely.
I've seen many pigs in a lot of mud. It's a terrific comparison. They love it. Son of a gun, especially if you could throw some truffles in that mud.
Huh, I did not know that.
Some roots to forage. Some nuts. They love some tree nuts. 1-1 count here on the songbird of our generation, Dalton Malden. Shot to the left side. Lacey fields it between his legs across the diamond. What can this man not do? Unbelievable trick play, his second of the game.
Rarely do we see trick plays like that in Banana Ball. Logan Lacey waiting for the high chop to come down. Gives a little leap, fields it between the legs, and another perfect throw across the diamond to nail Dalton Malden. My goodness, Logan Lacey is dominating banana ball in all facets.
Sweeper right off the keister of DR Meadows, who looks like he is passed out from the trauma of the event. He's now going to flip over and tell his former teammate Christian Bierman where the pain is coming from. And Bierman's going to put a little Band-Aid on. And the doctor, good as could be now. Dangerous man on the bags. Rack worked the sprint his first time. Fouls that straight back. Just missed it. He is taking some confident and powerful hacks these days. Back up the middle, it's a base knock. Meadows is going to go first to third. Nolan's throw comes into second. Just like that. For the second straight inning, the Nanners have the inning-winning run 90 feet away.
Great piece from Robert Anthony Cruz, sending it up the middle. DR Meadows with a pretty healthy lead off of first base. Read that ball well as Nolan was fielding it. Was able to advance all the way to third, and now Dan Oberst with a chance for a walk-off opportunity in back-to-back contests.
W's in the chat for Rack. See the folks going crazy for the pride of Fontana, California.
Was that Riz at the plate?
It was certainly Mad Shalon. Slow tapper. It's going to be foul. Maceo pulling off his legendary Miley Cyrus wrecking ball dance. And another foul ball. Rosario a strike away from what would be a huge K. A couple St. Pete guys doing battle in a big spot. Tapper just in front of the plate. DR's barreling home. He is out. What a lunging tag from Joe Lytle. Just in the nick of time.
Ladies and gentlemen, we do indeed have a fan challenge.
There goes the confetti. Our fan challenge representative says we're going to have to take another look. Okay, we've got you, Vincent. Here we are. Vincent thinks it's easy peasy. We've got 40 seconds. Vincent is certain. It'd be awesome if we had another angle. We've only got 24 seconds on the clock, just like that. Here we go. Oh boy. It's tight. I'm unsure if we could go back to the first angle really quickly.
It's just difficult to tell whether glove is applied on the leg of DR or not, even from this angle.
Boy, if it were up to me right now, I think I would overturn it. Vincent.
I think he's before
safe.
The tag is applied.
I think he's safe. Vincent is apoplectic. I'm pretty sure he's safe. I think the call has to be overturned. Vincent. He says no shot, whatever. I'm pretty sure that's vindicating evidence that DR was safe.
After further review, the ruling on the field is overturned.
And Vincent can't believe it. Neither can the firefighters. Our game is knotted at a point apiece, and the fan challenge does the job.
8th time this season that the fans have used their challenge to overturn a call on the field. They still have the highest success rate of anybody this season, and it pays off for the Bananas here on night 2 in the Music City.
We'll get it down to the field to the young professor.
You know, ever since we got into Nashville, there's one thing everybody kept talking about, is Nashville hot chicken. And so we decided right here in front of all the fans, we were going to find out what the hottest Nashville chicken is. So let's bring out our first hot chicken, ladies and gentlemen. That's right. We've got Daniel here. He thinks he is Nashville's hottest chicken. Daniel, you're going to have to go ahead and show it off to the firefighters. If anybody knows anything about being hot, it's these guys. So Daniel, you get the first song. Let's see what you got, buddy. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Oh, the little stanky leg. All right, that's Daniel, everybody. Fellas, what's the judge's verdict here? What do we got? All right, we got 3 9s here. All right.
Wow.
Well, let's see if we can beat that. Our next chicken is Colby. Come on out, Colby. Let's see what you got, buddy. Could Colby be Nashville's hot chicken? We're going to find out. Colby, here you go. Shark, hit the music. Oh, wow. Oh, the dolphin dive. Get it, Colby. Oh, wow. Oh. Fellas, what is going to be the verdict here? 3 10s. Give it up for Nashville's hottest chicken. It's Colby.
I always knew Colby could be Nashville's hottest chicken. Cowboy Kyle Lewis takes over for Kellogg as Daniel Brito will lead off the 4th and has his full squad with him. This is my nomination for the best walk-up that the Firefighters have. It's simple, but boy does it rock.
Very interactive. You get all of your teammates behind you doing the same move, as well as all of the fans as Brito chops the first pitch up the middle. Ryan Cox ranging behind the second base bag, goes between the legs with a perfect throw to Eric Jones Jr. and the glove magician with 3 trick plays in the ballgame and a nice start to Cowboy Kyle's evening.
The pride of Ciudad Guayana, Venezuela retired. Coxie grabs his 3rd trick play of the game, 114th of the tour. And with an 0-1 count on South Trimble, Vincent, still not thrilled that his call at home plate was overturned. He will dance his sorrows away.
So that feels like the proper way to handle such matters.
It does. That's a life lesson that folks can learn right there. When the broadcasters overturn your call and you vehemently disagree with them, just dance.
Put that on a poster and hang it in a corporate office.
Right next to the cat dangling from a string.
Oh, you know it. Dangling from a tree?
Either way, Danny Hosley behind the back across the diamond just in time to nab the speedy South Trimble. Nice trick play there by Danny Do-It-All.
Still with a 100% success rate on the season in his trick play tries. And the Bananas with 6 of 9 trick plays in this ballgame tonight.
Now Lewis sets his sights on Zachary Bridges, the DH, who scolded a ball to center. Fortunately for him, straight to the doctor. He decided to backflip and catch the ball. Bridges 3 for 4 last night, with some really impressive exit velos. He's ahead 3 balls and a strike.
Kyle went for the quick pitch there, 2-1. Might have sped himself up a little. He this down and below. Now Zachary Bridges sends this one out to the opposite field. Brandon Crosby throws away the glove, tries to use his hat to come up with the banana ball, and cannot keep it.
Saw Showtime practicing this a ton throughout batting practice. Often he lost control of the hat, but the ball stayed in, which would have been good for an out. Unfortunately, he lost the hat and the ball there. Or rather, he held on to the hat, could not hold on to the ball.
And that's going to be the play that cost Cowboy Kyle Lewigs a sub 2-minute MPI in this 4th inning. But Kyle working quickly on Blaine McIntosh, who sends this one out into left center field. Robert Anthony Cruz shows off the range, makes a leaping catch, and saves a run for the Bananas here in the top of the 4th. Now they'll go to the bottom half, trying to rally and take the lead for the first time tonight.
Another look. A sleeping grab from Rack. As it's time for Hey Baby here in Nashville.
Hey Baby, here we go.
Over 10,000 fans on hand here in First Horizon Park. 10th year that this beautiful stadium has hosted AAA baseball. The Nashville Sounds, back in 2015, were an affiliate of the Oakland Athletics. Or a Rangers affiliate from 2019 to 2020, and have been a part of the Brewers farm system ever since 2021. It's as delightful a minor league park as you will find. Stunning view of the skyline. Here in the birthplace of country music. The outfield wall has a guitar-esque curve to it in right. Of course, the infamous guitar video board out beyond right field. The third and home bar in foul territory in left is a delight. We had ourselves a heck of a time. Dalton Malden concert went crazy there a year ago. It's a party city and it's a party park. And it's jam-packed full of party people. Just immaculate vibes every time we are lucky enough to bring Banana Ball to Nashville.
It's always a great time. I know the Bananas loved being here a year ago, as did the party animals, and it certainly feels like the Firefighters are enjoying their first road trip here as Eric Jones Jr. swings at the first pitch, hits this one out to left field, and we'll watch this sail over the head of Zach Watson, who was playing in on Eric Jones Jr. for a very odd reason, and EJ going to take advantage of that.
Very odd, because EJ leads this world tour with 8 home runs, leads the Bananas with 19, now 20 extra base hits. Watson, I don't think, was actually playing him there. I just don't think he knew the inning had started. His back was turned to home plate when EJ made contact. That thing was in the air for a long time. It was hit a mile high, but out towards the track, Watson's speed could not make up for his lack of attention as the bottom of the 4th kicked off. Now the inning-winning run in scoring position for Bill Leroy.
And with the way Eric Jones Jr. made contact with that ball and watched it in the batter's box, you would have thought it was going to leave the yard for the Bananas. Now Bill Leroy sends the 1-0 over to Isaac Parr at shortstop. Comes up with the first out for the Firefighters, and now the Bananas bring in Malachi Mitchell, the pinch run for Eric Jones Jr.
I think EJ was watching it because he thought it was a can of corn. He thought he had flied out to start the inning. Lucky for him, the Firefighters left fielder was caught interacting with the fans. can get you from time to time in Banana Land, especially when you're a rookie. Well, Jackson Olsen steps in, who ripped a single his first time. He drives this one deep to left. Watson loses his hat, catches the ball. Flash will tag and head to third. Long fly out there for the grade 8.
Good opposite field power for Jackson Olsen. We've seen plenty of that this season. It's helped him lead the Bananas with 13 doubles on the tour. And smart base running from Malachi Mitchell, waiting patiently at second base to tag and advance on that deep fly ball.
Now Danny Hosley. He had Flash on third base with nobody out in the second. Grounded one to Isaac Parra, who gunned down Mitchell at the dish. Foul ball not caught, a ball and a strike from the kid out of Vienna, Virginia. This game knotted at a point each. Rosario trying to keep it that way. One strike away from surviving the fourth. Check swing, did he go? Vincent Chapman asks for help. And Mark McNabney down the first base line says Hosley went around. Excellent timing for Rosario's first strikeout of the ballgame as he holds serve.
After the Bananas were 6 for 11 last night with runners in scoring position, they find themselves 0 for 6 tonight, batting with runners in those same positions. Now we send it down to the field to Emily Cole with our Bananas foster family of the night.
Children and teens in foster care across the country without a permanent home. To raise awareness and help bring families together, we created a nonprofit called Bananas Foster. This organization is dedicated to celebrating those who are already doing amazing things in the foster care world while educating and inspiring others to get involved. Tonight, Bananas Foster is celebrating the Walker family. While working for a local school, Patty really felt all of the young people who she met passing through foster care. So in 2005, Walker family became a licensed foster family. And since then, they have welcomed over 30 children and teens into their home. 20 of those kiddos have been reunified with biological family, and 12 have been adopted by them. Fans, please help us celebrate this amazing family for everything that they're doing locally right here for the foster care community.
Shout out to the Walker family. Foster family since 2005. We've welcomed over 30 children and teens into their home. More importantly, have reunified 20 of those children with their biological families. And have adopted a dozen into their own home as well. That is unbelievable stuff as you get a look at the numbers here for Cowboy Kyle Lewigs in his 7th year as a nanner. Gets out for his 2nd inning of work.
Saw good results for Kyle in his 1st inning of work, collecting 3 outs in 2 minutes and 39 seconds. And Kyle has the 2nd best ground ball rate on the Savannah Bananas this season. We saw 2 trick plays turned behind him in the 4th. And another thing Cowboy Kyle did very well in the month of May, struck out 25% of the total batters he faced.
We'll have Isaac Parra, the shortstop, here at the bottom of the order. Joe Lytle and Logan Lacey ready to roll at the top.
Hey, Nashville, anybody here celebrating a birthday tonight? If you are, I need everybody to stand up right now.
Fans had a great chance to catch that foul ball. They come up empty. Isaac worked a 2-base sprint his first time. Now he's going to get a 120-foot pitch from Lewigs on the 0-2. Just a bit up and out. Kyle stays out there for the 1-2. That one looked a lot better. Bill Leroy apoplectic. He didn't get the call there from Chapman.
Pretty animated response from Bill Leroy. Slammed the catcher's mask right behind the plate, expecting Vincent to ring up Isaac Parra, but Banana Ball rookie continues the AB against Cowboy Kyle, lines this into left center field, and it is over the head of Robert Anthony Cruz, and extra bases for Parra, who's got 2 bases standing up.
It's the first extra base hit of the Banana Ball career. The man born in East LA moved to Phoenix about 9 years old, which is truly home for Parra. Still a lot of family in the Los Angeles area. As Lytle shanks the first offering from Lewigs foul. Rudy in the YouTube chat says, Parra the Pyro. Seems to go against what Firefighters stand for.
But it was an explosive hit.
Exactly. I'm torn. That could be a new nickname, especially when Parra's barreling balls like that. Lead right around the bottom of the knees. And then a fastball up. Lytle works the sprint. Parra will score easily from second. Joe digging for 2 bases, and he'll have them. An RBI 2-base sprint for the Firefighters catcher. And his boys are on the board here in the 5th.
And it's a rare sprint from Cowboy Kyle as well. Only the 2nd he's issued across his last 23 innings pitched on the mound.
Another look at the play at second. Lytle runs exceptionally well for a catcher. It's a common theme in Banana Land. Say the same thing for Bronson Ballholm of the Party Animals. As that is a healthy hack and a miss at the first pitch slider by Logan Lacey. There's 2 for 2 with a pair of singles. Another ugly swing. That's a sword. Quick 0-2 count. See if Lewigs gives him the White Castle special. He does. Doesn't execute, though, on his 3rd straight slider. Nice stop there by Leroy to keep Lytle at second base. Kyle also with a couple different fastballs, a curveball, and a change. Sticks with the spinners, and Lacey is 3 for 3. The guy simply cannot be stopped. He is now 12 for 19 here as a Firefighter.
And spraying the ball all over the yard tonight, now with a hit to left, right, and center field.
Can't wait to see what he does next. Firefighters at first and third base for Dakota McFadden, who has the lone firefighter home run. He did it off his good buddy, teammate across the 2022 and 23 tours, Mr. Lewig's on the bump. Dangerous 2-0. And how was that called a strike? Wow. Generous call there for Lewis. Goes to the fastball to even up the count. Lacey's off for second. Kyle steps off. Tag not in time. Logan's first steal in banana ball. He does it without a pitch being thrown. Bananas bring the infield in. This one, poke, diving stop. EJ loses the banana ball. Kyle was caught spectating, and it's going to be an infield single for DMAC.
Well, the way in which Eric Jones Jr. bounced up from the infield turret was anticipating throwing that ball home to Bill Leroy. Said it was Joe Idle who pumped the brakes at third, and there's no cover by Cowboy Kyle, and still EJ throwing that one away from him, losing the ball a little bit. There's really no chance at that point. Dakota McFadden would have been out at first regardless.
Here's Parker Nolan, 1 for 2, an RBI single his first time. Healthy hack at the slider. Bags are packed with firefighters. 2 balls and a strike as Lytle leads off third, Lacey off second, McFadden off first. 1 run already home here in the top of the 5th. Lewis still looking for his first out. This one ripped into right center field. It's a whole lot of trouble. Lytle and Lacey will score easily. DMAC is rumbling around third. Throw from Malden in plenty of time. It'll be a 2-run triple for Parker Nolan.
Well, you saw the blazing speed of Parker Nolan, who was practically at third base as Dakota McFadden was rounding the bag himself. Great relay throw from Dalton Malden to Nav McFadden. And as good as Logan Lacey has been for the Firefighters, there's been nobody better on this team batting with runners in scoring position than Parker Nolan. This one is dunked in to right field. And it's an RBI single for Zach Watson.
That'll be an RBI double. To follow up the 2-run triple. Nolan, by the way, with his second and third stakes of the night. He now has 8 on the tour. He has leapfrogged DMAC and McIntosh for the team lead in ribeyes. As there's a ball and a strike on Daniel Brito, who had a 2-run double his first time. Hot shot on a couple hops, knocked down by Malden. Nice recovery. That was a hot one. And able to hang with it to Nab Brito.
Very nice.
Tough play for Dalton Malden, but a good recovery. Brito, not the fastest runner for the Firefighters, but it's a productive out. It moves Zach Watson up to third base.
Now South Trimble, who was popped out and grounded out. Both of them were trick plays for the Nanners. One from Cox, one from Hosley. Four runs home here in the top of the 5th. Trimble and company looking for more. Nice heater there on the outside corner. Kyle a strike away from getting out of the frame as Trimble spoils the 1-2. South out of Virginia Beach. Spent 4 years at George Mason University, former teammate of the Nanners third baseman Danny Hosley. able to foul that one off. Get another 2-2. These Firefighters certainly have the ability to explode offensively. Hosley behind the back gets Trimble with the same trick play for the second straight inning, but not after the Firefighters score 4 runs on 5 hits, 1 ball, 4 sprint. They strand a man and lead the inning by 4. Excellent chance to jump back out ahead in points.
Firefighters have only scored in 2 frames tonight, but when they have, they've been big innings. 3 runs in the first that netted them a point. Now trying to get their second thanks to that 4-run 5th.
The Banana Band blasting away. As we head to the bottom of the 5th inning here in Nashville, the Party Animals just put the finishing touches on a dominating 5-1 victory in historic Grayson Stadium. Reese Hampton went behind the back with a trick play, forward rolled his way out of it. It's one of the greatest trick plays you'll ever see in your life. You can catch it on the Banana Ball Top 11 plays this week, I promise you that. You can also check it out on the Party Animals YouTube channel. It will live forever there on that broadcast as the former Party Animal, Garrett DeClue, in a unique outfit, takes over on the bump for Emmanuel Rosario.
Farmer DeClue takes the mound for the Firefighters, who was really looking forward to this fresh start with his new team, and he impressed in his debut outing for the squad. 2 2/3 innings pitched. Did not allow a hit, and only 1 earned run. Did allow 3 sprints, but struck out 2 batters and averaged 2 minutes and 47 seconds to get 3 outs. All in all for DeClue, it's a confidence game for him. He showed that he was unhittable 2 weekends ago. He just has to pound the zone with intensity for this team.
Well, bad news for both DeClue and the Firefighters. Looks like something happened in his warm-ups that did not feel right. So he heads to the dugout, and Bradford Webb, the former Texas Rangers minor leaguer, will have to quickly get loose and take the place of DeClue, who never even throws a pitch. It's going to be the bottom 3 in the Nanners lineup. Cox, Crosby, and Malden due to swing it, as that foul ball caught by a fan. Ryan Cox retired. Fantastic barehanded play by that guy.
Great play by the fans right behind the Firefighters dugout, and it's the first time in their franchise's history that they benefit from a fan catching a foul ball.
Nice front door bender there from Webb to jump out ahead of Brandon Crosby. That one to the backstop. Crosby thinks about trying to steal first, decides not to. Joe Lytle's got a cannon. Crosby flew out to right his first time. Behind 1 and 2. Bradford Webb, a 5-pitch guy. 4-seam and 2-seam fastballs, cutter, circle change, and a slider. That one driven well out to left center. Watson and Nolan converging, and it's going to be Zach Watson showing off the range, robbing Crosby of extra bases.
Terrific range from Zach Watson, all the way into that left center gap, and only way you can make that type of play is if you have incredible speed, and we can see that this is a guy who's going to continue to draw starts in the outfield for this Firefighters team.
Dalton Malden doing his best Taylor Swift impersonation. 2 drops on his guitar as he plays it with the batting gloves already on. And now joined by Archer, Nisnik, and Phillips to give him some background vocals. once again, the fact that this isn't already a boy band is a travesty.
They don't even have one of their core members, Jackson Olsen, either.
Well, they're a versatile crew. Kind of flip-flop members, in and out. As Dalton takes a mighty hack, fouls away the first offering from Webb. Dalton, originally from Lake City, Florida, has called Nashville, Tennessee home since his junior year in college when he came here to Trevecca Nazarene. As he gets the gas there from Webb and goes down swinging.
That is a remarkable inning from Bradford Webb. Hope everything is okay with Garrett DeClue, but the right-hander comes in with very limited warm-up pitches and proceeds to retire the Bananas in order when you exclude the Malden walk-up in 1 minute and 49 seconds. Wow!
Impressive stuff from the Banana Ball rookie in his second ever appearance. As the fans go buck wild here in the capital of the Volunteer State, with merchandise being thrown in their general direction. Understandable excitement from them, and understandably you have to get an idea of how excited Josh and I are for Banana Land at sea. Biko gets to go on his first ever cruise with the Bananas, the Party Animals, the Firefighters, all of your favorite crazy characters from our bizarre crew here in Banana Land. And there are only a couple cabins left. If you want to go boating with us to Nassau and Great Stirrup Cay, Pico Scala at 27 and a half years old gets to leave the United States of America for the first time, and you can join him.
Have you mentally prepared yourself for it?
Like Charlie Kelly finally leaving the city of Philadelphia. I have no idea what is outside our beautiful borders here in the US of A.
Oh, we can go to the slums where players get shorty. I could take you there. You know I could take ya. I could take ya. I could take you there.
We're in Music City, so Danny Hosley decides it's karaoke time. He's looking for a record deal. And Cowboy Kyle has himself a strikeout of Zachary Bridges to kick off the sixth.
McIntosh.
Get a little belt buckle shuffle from Cowboy Kyle out on the pitcher's mound. It's a nice way to start this sixth inning. 4 pitches and a punch out.
Now Blaine McIntosh as Ryan Cox takes the mic.
Taxi man turned on the radio and the Jay-Z song was on. And the Jay-Z song was on. So I put my hands up to play my song. The butterflies fly away. Nodding my head like yeah. Moving my hips like yeah. Put my hands up to play my song. You know it's gonna be okay. Hey, it's a party in the USA. Hey, it's a party in the USA.
The voice of an angel. It's the most skilled musician to ever come out of Aliquippa, Pennsylvania. As Blaine McIntosh flails and misses at a nasty bender from Cowboy Kyle.
Isaac Para.
Back-to-back punch-outs to start the top of the sixth. Now Isaac Para will step in. It's Jackson Olsen's turn.
Don't you wanna get away from the same old part you gotta play? 'Cause I got what you need, so come with me and take the ride to the other side so you can do like you do, or you can do like me. Forget the key and you know that I'll set you free. Oh, damn, can't you see I'm doing fine? Nice catch, Rack.
That was a nice catch. Sliding snag from Robert Anthony Cruz. And a quick 1-2-3 frame for Lewis.
2 minutes and 47 seconds for Cowboy Kyle in the 6th inning. And all the while we got to hear the golden voices of 3/4 of the Bananas infield.
What a shame we never got to Eric Jones Jr. He had a finisher that was going to boggle your minds as the Bananas take over on the field and have a performance in hand for us. What a job by the best cheerleading squad this side of the Mississippi. What they lack for in skill, they make up for in heart.
And waist size.
Also true. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Firefighters lead this one 2-1. Bradford Webb earned them their 2nd point of the game. In an impressive first inning of work. Foul out to a fan. Nice running grab from Watson, his left fielder. And a strikeout of Dalton Malden as Alex Ziegler is set to lead off the last of the 6th. And surprise, surprise, Bananaland's resident bat trickster has some tricks as he comes up to the dish. Top of the order for the Nanners. Ziggy pinch hitting here for Meadows. Long run for Lacey. It's going to be Watson sliding in foul territory. Another great play by the 2-time SEC Gold Glover.
It looks like as Logan Lacey was ranging out towards that left field line, he was losing the ball just a little bit, trying to look for it over his shoulder. Wise decision by Zach Watson to call off his teammate, come up with a nice sliding grab.
Here's Robert Anthony Cruz. A ball for a sprint and a single. He's 3 for 4 across his 2 nights here in Nashville thus far. A couple former minor leaguers doing battle. Webb representing the Rangers organization, Cruz the Nationals. And Webb emerges victorious. Tight slider there for his 2nd strikeout of the ballgame. Here's Danny Oberst with 2 down. Webb has retired the first 5 Bananas he's faced in order. This one squibbed the other way, past the dive of Trimble into right. And right on cue, Dan breaks up the perfect relief appearance for Bradford.
But what's nice to see from Webb, he's pretty dialed in with his command. We saw he was pretty erratic out on the mound in his banana ball debut, allowing 2 sprints and 2 wild pitches as well, but just continues to execute in the manner he needs to. And Blaine McIntosh comes in with a nice sliding grab, and it's another quick inning for Bradford Webb. This one completed in 1 minute and 52 seconds.
Back-to-back frames in under 2 minutes for the man out of Charlotte Courthouse, Virginia. And we'll get it down to the young professor for some outdash the Flash.
This is one that we call outdash the Flash. I've got Caden here, and he supposes that he's pretty fast. And we're going to find out because we're going to put him in a foot race against the fastest man in banana ball, Malachi Mitchell, Flash the Kid. Now, Caden, we'll give you a little bit of a head start, and then we're going to have the Flash step on the jets. We got to make it all the way around the bases and make it right back here to home plate. Caden, you ready? And we're going to give you a head start on your mark. Get set, go! There goes Caden. And there goes the Flash. Here we go. He was a little tight on that turn, but here comes Malachi. This is going to be good. Malachi is closing that gap. He's hitting third. Here comes the Flash. He goes down. What a race. Your winner is Malachi Mitchell, but give it up for Caden. One heck of a race here in Banana Land.
Boy, what a finish. Good to see that we found a guy with some serious speed here in Nashville to contend with the Olympic caliber wheels of Malachi Mitchell. Of course, the son of United States gold medalist Dennis Mitchell. Picked up a plethora of medals throughout the 90s. And now DJ the Invader will take over on the bump for Cowboy Kyle.
This is the 16th time we've seen DJ the Invader on the mound for the Bananas. Across his last 9 2/3 innings pitched, he's only surrendered 1 ball, 4 sprint. He's averaging 3 outs in 3 minutes and 33 seconds in that span. And we saw him work a quick inning against the Firefighters the very first time he faced them, setting them down in order in 1 minute and 59 seconds.
That foul ball was as close as I think is scientifically possible here in Nashville as DR Meadows pops it up, catches it in his cowboy hat. A brand new trick from the doctor. It's his 3rd trick play of the ball game.
A superb play from DR Meadows. Gets the hat trick of trick plays in the cowboy hat. Had the awareness to pop it, instantly takes off the hat, and tips it to the crowd as well.
Now Logan Lacey, who pops it the opposite way. Dalton Malden back out at second. Tries to catch it while covering his eyes. Ball bounces out of the mitt. Nice trick play attempt from Malden, who's all smiles after he comes up empty. And Lacey, who is 3 for 3, is on base for the 4th time tonight. Even when he should be out, somehow he finds a way aboard. That's the first trick play missed of the tour for Malden, who was successful in his 2 previous tries. And the dangerous Dakota McFadden steps in. Two balls and a strike on D-Mac. That ball deep to left. Cruz and Meadows in pursuit. DR making the call, makes the catch on the track. A long, loud second out for the Invader.
It's one that'll increase the blood pressure for DJ the Invader out on the mound, but DR Meadows tracked that one exceptionally well into the left center gap. And Parker Nolan will follow up that sequence with base knock right up the middle. Firefighters threatening here at the top of the 7th.
How about 2, 3, and 4 in their order? Lacey and McFadden came into the inning 3 for 3. They're both now 3 for 4. Nolan is now 3 for 4 himself with a triple, 3 RBIs, and 2 runs scored. This one tapped the other way. Ryan Cox under the leg, off balance throw. Nice stretch from EJ. And the Invader picks up his defense. Wonderful trick play from the glove magician to put the finishing touches on a goose egg here in the top of the 7th.
4 trick plays in the game for Ryan Cox. Is able to do that with Logan Lacey almost impeding his throw over to Eric Jones Jr. and that only remains a trick play out thanks to the fine job by EJ holding that first base bag.
It's going to go ahead and come up with a style and the song, and they're going to have to complete it. We'll see who does a good job dancing. Here's the first wheel. Vince, you can go first. Let's see what we got here. Well, you'll figure it out. We'll see. Here we go. It's ballet, ballet. It's Maceo with a strong start. All right, now we got the wheel working. Vince, you're up next. Let's see what you got on the board here. Ooh, belly dancing to This Girl Is on Fire. That'll be good. Here we go, Vince. Oh, you can't unsee that. All right, let's find out what's next, fellas. We've got hip-hop dancing to Hey There. All right. Vince, you got to follow that. Let's see what we got. It's Macarena to Party in the USA. Here we go. One more for good measure. Here we go. The waltz to California Girls. Give it up for Vincent Chapman and Maceo!
Do me a favor, get those hands together!
Bradford Webb out for his third inning of relief. He's got 5, 6, and 7 due to swing it. In the bottom of the 7th here for the Nanners, Bill Leroy, Jackson Olsen, and Danny Hosley.
He's thrown back-to-back innings in less than 2 minutes for the Firefighters. He's given them exactly what they've needed, and they're giving him a third inning of work. He's only thrown 17 pitches so far in the game.
Mighty efficient work. Two balls and a strike here on the Nanners catcher. A sprint and a ground out so far tonight. That one just a bit outside. Mentioned last inning, Webb from Charlotte Courthouse, Virginia. A population of about 700 folks as that one grazes the outside corner. Leroy stays in the box so the count runs full. And a cut and a miss. Mighty swing on the payoff from Bill. He comes up empty.
Now 3 strikeouts in the ball game for Bradford Webb. He really benefited from just going to the heater on 3-2 after Bill Leroy thought he had ball 4 and a sprint. Had to try and get back in the mindset of being up to the plate and just did not look fully ready for the payoff.
Here's Jackie, 1 for 2 on the night. Bradford's grandfather in Charlotte Courthouse. He's been coaching Little League there for 53 years. Family's been living in the area for generations, even before his grandpa. It's been a remarkable journey for Bradford, who they're talking about it all, just continue to repeat. He can't believe how blessed he's been. He really has always loved baseball, but quote unquote said he was really bad at it in high school. Topped out at about 78 miles per hour and was 115 pounds max as Olsen continues to battle. That one caught on a ricochet, so no out. Then he went to Hampton-Sydney College in the Old Dominion Athletic Conference, and at the end of his freshman year was topping out at 88. It was a really important step in his development. Ended up graduating from Hampton-Sydney in 3 years and always knew he wanted to get a graduate degree from VCU. Walked on to the baseball team. Cold emailed the coach, who told him, we're probably not going to have a spot for you. Bradford played some local summer ball in Richmond and just happened to be on the same team as the starting catcher for VCU, who put in a good word and was able to help him sneak his way onto the team as Olsen continues to spoil offerings here from the former Rangers minor leaguer. That one chopped up the middle. What a battle and what a win for Jackson Olsen, who's 2 for 3 on the night.
Good to see from Jackson Olsen, who had 2 hits across his previous 8 games for the Bananas, now has 2 hits in tonight's game, and it's only fitting that on pitch number 8 in the battle, the grade 8 was able to win it.
Just makes sense. Now Danny Hosley, former Virginia native, nice snap throw there from Lytle, almost caught Olsen sleeping. So Webb ends up walking on at VCU, becomes the Friday night guy, helps the team win the regional, rides the hype of an incredible lone season at VCU, in which he had a 3.63 ERA across 57 innings pitched, and all of a sudden, he's getting his name called in the 7th round of the 2021 draft. Swinging bunt from Hosley. Lytle will watch it go foul. Smart play. How about the showmanship?
That's just knowing the music you're working with. Joe must have been a little Einstein's fan at some point in his life.
That's the
waited until they hit the countdown to pick up that banana ball.
Right. That's the Malachi Mitchell pinch running theme song. Flash has stepped in for Olsen. 3rd time he's been on the bases tonight, as we are in our 3rd trip through the Bananas order. Big swing and a miss there from Hosley. Down on strikes, 4th K for Webb. Here comes Tyler Gillum. What do you got, Gilly?
Fans, now coming to hit
the world's tallest hitter, Dakota Stilts Albritton.
It'll be the 10-foot, 9-inch legend of Banana Land, Dakota Stilts Albritton, as Bradford Webb tries to put the finishing touches on 3 scoreless innings of relief.
He's been so dialed in, pitching to batters of average stature. Now has to adjust the zone. It's always fun to see the banana ball rookies face off against Stilts for the first time in their careers.
All the way to the backstop. Malachi will advance 90 feet. Webb found it for a pitch. Now he finds himself behind in the count. 2 balls and a strike.
I mean, this is even something that you can hardly simulate in a practice with your opposing pitchers trying to plan pitching to Stilts.
Boy, that one right around Stilts' knees. Vincent Chapman says it needed to be a little bit higher up. That one gets the outside corner and the count is full. The payoff. Fouled away. Good job by Dakota to spoil one that was too close to take. Inning-winning run is in scoring position. And strike 3. 5 Ks across 3 scoreless innings of relief for Bradford Webb.
Ladies and gentlemen,
as he keeps the Firefighters ahead by a point after 7.
And you saw great connection there between him and Joe Idle. They were completely on the same page on their plan of attack to pitch to Stilts. And it's Webb able to keep the Bananas scoreless yet again.
We honor all the service members, both past and present, here in Nashville. We send that to everybody watching at home as well. And as we head to the 8th inning here in Music City, let's take a look at what happened back in the hostess city of the South. Second game between the Party Animals and the Visitors. The Animals, the home team in historic Grayson Stadium, and it was Chase Acuff after a 3-for-3 evening on the opener. He walks off the first inning. Tanner Tinder Thomas would walk off the third. Party Animals win all 3 of those. And then how about Dustin Baber? Already 2 homers on the tour. Flirting with number 3. It would be challenged and upheld. That one just barely snuck down the left field line fair for a walk-off blast. Brad Bond letting the people know we're going to the 9th and final inning, and Zach Blankenship gets himself a trick play. Reese Hampton, how about this one? Behind the back, forward roll, ball game over. Animals win it 5-1. How do you like them apples?
The Party Animals had themselves a lead. Obviously felt very comfortable against the Visitors all night long. It always helps when you're able to tack on points very early. Reese Hampton with another incredible grab. He and Jake Skoll celebrate accordingly. And again, how about the season Dustin Baber has put together for the Party Animals? Started all 69 games last season for them, did not record a home run, and now has 3 on the season for them. Clearly a lot of hard work he put in during the offseason, and it's paid off for his team.
Boy, Babes and Acuff, the double play duo, have both been unbelievable offensively as Hosley goes between the legs. Takes care of Stephen Cullen. And Danny Do-It-All has his 3rd trick play of the ball game. Nice start for DJ the Invader, who's out for another inning out of the pen.
We saw DJ with a pretty quick inning. Most of the relievers tonight been very effective and worked incredibly fast. It was DJ with a 2-minute and 42-second 7th. You're always going to take 1 pitch and 1 out, especially late in a ball game.
Cullen was pinch hitting there for Burrito. South Trimble fouls this one off into the second deck, not caught by the fans. 0-2 to South. Look out. As you can see on the top right of your screen, the buzzword to get yourself a chance at a free pair of shoes is out in the world as Trimble's down to a knee. Strikeout number 1 for the Invader. Like a nice slider there from DJ. Otherworldly, some would say.
Good movement. Got the spot Bill Leroy was looking for on the outside corner. South Trimble going down swinging, and DJ missing with the first pitch to Zachary Bridges.
Right back to the Invader. He'll jog over to first, behind the back. Basket catch from EJ. 1-2-3 frame for the Invader. He grabs the trick play. And he holds serve.
And it's the 3rd inning tonight, thrown in under 2 minutes. DJ getting 3 outs in 1 minute and 45 seconds.
Nashville, it is time to light up the night. So get those cell phone flashlights out. We're going to sing a little Yellow.
It's time to turn First Horizon Park yellow. DJ the Invader grabs the first trick play in his banana ball career on his first attempt ever. Across his 2 years here in Banana Land.
Sing it loud, Banana Nation!
They put the finishing touches on 2 fantastic scoreless innings of relief.
But when you come in relief, obviously, you don't get the workload of starting pitchers, and when you finally get those comebackers, you've got to take advantage of them. At long last, DJ able to do that for the Bananas.
Let me hear you, Nashville.
Princess Potassia, full capacity crowd here in Nashville. For the second straight night, we have gotten 2 Banana Ball games. Free to watch on YouTube.
We love you so much, Banana Nation. Now let's go, Bananas!
It's firing me up as well. It's the 339th straight sold-out crowd on hand here in Banana Land. They have seen an unbelievable ball game thus far. Firefighters won the first inning. The Bananas walked off the third. The Firefighters won the fifth. 2-1 is their lead. Bradford Webb is out for his 4th inning of relief. He already has 5 strikeouts and has not allowed a run.
Not allowed a sprint either on the pitcher's mound. Continues to get ahead of counts to batters, and the Bananas certainly made him work. In the 7th inning, he had to throw 27 pitches. But again, you touched on Webb's time in college, spent as a starter. He's definitely got the endurance out on the mound for this team.
"14 starts across 17 appearances. That final campaign at VCU back in the spring of 2021. Primarily a reliever across his 3 years in the Rangers farm system. He hops off the mound and will sling this over to first. D-Mac can't pick him up. Crosby will reach on the E1.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Savannah Bananas are going to their golden batter. Hitting in the place of Dalton Malden. Please welcome their golden batter, D.R. Meadows!
The pride of Vidalia, Georgia, David Ray Meadows, leading this world tour with his .381 batting average and .443 on base percentage, is the golden batter with the inning-winning run at first base.
And has had the most success of any golden batter for the Bananas this season. DR 3 for 5, all of them singles, and you see the Bananas going to the golden batter an inning early, just trying to see if they can knot this game up before the final inning of play as Meadows hits this one out to center field. Parker Nolan tips this one off the jersey. And Zach Watson, no South Trimble, out in left field, has to run over and slide to make the grab. What an aggressive trick play for the Firefighters, but boy, pays off for them.
In a big spot as DR gets to hit once again. We're to the top of the order. He chops this one to third. Lacey, nice play. Gets Crosby at second. The throw to first not in time. Firefighters go around the horn. DR with his great speed beats the wrap. And he'll replace Showtime over at first. Heck of a job there by Lacey to hang with a tricky hop. As Robert Anthony Cruz steps in. Hot shot into the rack shift. Over to first and plenty of time. Matt Wolf makes the play. Here comes the young professor.
And the sound of the bells means it is time to cast our gaze upon the scoreboard. Heading into the top of the 9th inning, the score is 2 points for the Firefighters to 1 point for the Savannah Bananas. But here's the thing about the game of banana ball. In the final inning, every run counts for a point. That means the Bananas still have a chance to score 1 to tie it and send it to showdowns, or score 2 to win the whole thing. But don't count out the red hot bats of the Firefighters. Ladies and gentlemen of Nashville, anything can happen here. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the final inning.
21, Jared Donaldson, and number 12, Cowboy Kyle Louie.
What an unbelievable game we have had here, our 52nd of the 2024 World Tour. The Firefighters take a 2-1 lead to the 9th. At First Horizon Park here in Nashville, Tennessee is rocking. Over 10,000 fans on hand for the dramatic finish as Austin Krasminski will take over on the bump for DJ the Invader, who was terrific across 2 scoreless innings of relief.
This is the 27th outing of the tour for Krem. He was the losing pitcher when the Firefighters picked up their first win in franchise history, rallying for 3 points in the final inning 2 Saturdays ago. And last night we saw Krem give up 3 runs to the Firefighters. Only 1 of them was earned, as he had 3 errors behind him in the 5th inning. But on the positive side, struck out 2 Firefighters and still has a 1.26 ERA plus this season, indicating he's been 26% better than the tour average pitcher this year.
Trey Vanderpool will pinch hit to lead off the top of the 9th here for Blaine McIntosh. Trey out of Dacula, Georgia. But spent his final 3 years of his collegiate career as a teammate and roommate of Dalton Malden at Trevecca Nazarene University right here in Nashville. Quick 2-2 count. Krasminski with a powerful fastball. 92 to 94. He'll touch 96. Works in a circle changeup and a slider as well. The summer of 2017 collegiate banana. Former Angels and Cubs minor leaguer. Trying to keep the deficit at just 1 point here in the 9th. A little herky-jerky on the windup. And Vanderpool able to spoil the elevated gas.
As a batter, you got to be pretty confident you know what pitch is coming out of the hand of a guy when he's trying to mess with your timing, and Vanderpool guessed correctly. Krem going to the heater and missing with his next pitch in the dirt. Now he comes set with a payoff.
Bouncer to short. Cox under the leg. Takes his time. Trick play number 5 on the night for the glove magician. Trey Vanderpool, who was 1 for 1 on this tour with the double, retired for the first time.
And 12 trick plays in the ball game for the Savannah Bananas tonight. 16 total between these 2 teams.
Isaac Parra fouls this one deep down the right field line. Nearly caught by a youngster leaning over the edge. Reminiscent of the Jocelyn Allo foul out to a fan over a month ago. And now an 0-2 count. Parra 1 for 2 with a double, a ball 4 sprint and a run scored. Chops this one over the head of Krasminski. Tough play from Malden. Parra can run, and he beats the wrap. See if the Bananas challenge. Looked like EJ told his dugout, not worth it. He thinks that Parra beat it out. We'll get another look here.
That one a pretty soft tapper off the bat of Parra. Dalton Malden called off Ryan Cox, said that he wanted that play. And now Ryan Cox tips this up to himself. comes up with the trick play out, and he has tied the single game record for most trick plays. It's Cox's 6th tonight.
It's the 3rd time Ryan Cox has reached 6 trick play outs in a game. He's got a chance to stand alone atop the mountain. He's currently tied with Dustin Baber, Chase Acuff, and his center fielder, D.R. Meadows. Dalton Malden, his double play mate, was the first in Banana Ball history to 5 trick plays. That was back in the 2022 Summer Series. Now Logan Lacey, the hottest man in Banana Land, at the dish. Parra off for second, and he swipes it. Nice jump. Second stolen base on the tour there for Isaac.
Aggressive play for the Firefighters, but they're trying to get the runner in scoring position. Lacey can get the base knock or even draw the ball for a sprint, but luckily for Krem, he's ahead in the count. 0-2, now 1-2 against Lacey.
The problem is that you're never ahead in the count against Logan Lacey. He's 3 for 4 tonight. 9 hits coming into the game, and Chris Minsky's able to solve the Firefighters' third baseman. Here comes the young professor.
The score is still 2 points for the Firefighters to 1 point for the Bananas, making this a remarkably important half inning for the Savannah Bananas. They need to score 1 run to tie it and send it to a one-on-one showdown. 2 runs will walk it off. This is as high stakes as it gets, Nashville. Get ready and make some noise, because it all comes down to this.
Nashville, Tennessee, it's time to get so hyped. Here we go. Get those hands clapping over your head, baby. We need your energy. Nashville, Tennessee, we need you around the time to walk this baby off. How loud can you be? Nashville, Tennessee, let me hear you scream.
We've arrived at the last of the 9th inning. The Firefighters looking for their 2nd victory in franchise history, which would force a rubber game with Nashville on the line tomorrow night. Bradford Webb has been unbelievable. He goes 4 innings of relief with 5 strikeouts, no runs allowed. And the Firefighters, for the 4th time in 5 games, turn to their closing.
Matt Malatesta taking the hill. We saw him throw the fastest inning of his Banana Ball career last night, getting 3 outs in 1 minute and 52 seconds. Set down 2 of his former battery mates, Eric Jones Jr. and Bill Leroy. And now Malatesta will have to try and do it for a 2nd straight night, as they're due up behind the Bananas leadoff man this inning, Dan Oberst.
And that was a bold-faced lie for me. This is the 3rd appearance on the tour for Malatesta. He's retired all 6 Bananas he's faced. He has struck out half of them. Part of the order for the Nanners, 3, 4, and 5. Dan Oberst pops the first pitch he sees up a mile high. Logan Lacey making the call, backflips and makes the catch. Are you kidding me, Logan Lacey? You've gone mad.
Ridiculous! That is ridiculous from Logan Lacey. Joe Lytle bowing down in front of the 3rd baseman for the Firefighters, saying that he is not worthy of the greatness we just saw on the diamond with the game on the line. Logan Lacey rips his 2nd backflip catch of his career.
Eric Jones Jr. taking off for first. Lytle goes behind his back, and the pick cannot be made by Stephen Cullen. It will be the 2nd steal of first on the tour for EJ. Lytle tried to rip the trick play. Ends up throwing the ball away, and the Nanners have the game's tying run. On first base, Bill Leroy, coming up to the dish, represents the game's winning run. Heads up play there by EJ, who's immediately pinch run for by Flash.
That's just knowing the guy you used to catch if you're Eric Jones Jr. When you command a splitter like Matt Malatesta, you're bound to have it wind up in the dirt quite a bit. Lytle just not able to block that one, and BJ took off as soon as he saw that one get away.
Still had a chance to get the former Mariners and Twins minor leaguer at first. It was a fortuitous bounce to Lytle, but Cullen couldn't make a really tricky scoop on the one hopper from his catcher. Malatesta struck out Bill Leroy an evening ago. There goes Malachi. Throw from Lytle. Not in time. Just barely to the third base side of second. Matt Wolf there trying to make an acrobatic tag. We'll get another look. Flash gets his 27th steal of the tour. Splitter in there for strike two. Fouled away. Good fight there by Leroy. See if Malatesta goes to the fastball. He got Bill swinging on a forkball last night. Also has a slider and a knuckle split. Another 2-2. And it plunks Leroy. The Niners have the winning run on first base. And here comes Jackson Olsen to the plate.
Matt Malatesta, a lot wilder than what we saw last night. Bill Leroy taken off the base paths. Bananas have brought in Reese Alexiadis to pinch run now at first base.
What a stop there by Joe Lytle, who's had an eventful bottom of the ninth. A little beat up as he put his body on the line to keep Flash at second and Super Reese at first. Joe says he's A-OK. No balls and a strike on Olsen, who's 2 for 3 with a pair of singles tonight. Back-to-back splitters. Back-to-back swing and misses.
That's what Matt Malatesta's looking for. Not only trying to throw the splitter to get the swing and misses from Jackson Olsen, but if he does put it in play, likely going to induce a ground ball, and Olsen down on 3 pitches, but Malachi Mitchell takes off and swipes third base for the Bananas. Could have been the final out of the ball game over there at third base, but Flash's speed gets him in safely. He's now 90 feet away with Danny Hosley at the plate.
Mitchell represents the game's tying run at third. Alexiadis, the game's winning run at first. Danny Hosley tries to check his swing. Chapman says he went around. Hosley 0 for 3 with a couple Ks. And the Bananas are down to their final strike.
Matt Malatesta, 4 for 5 in save opportunities last season. Trying to go 1 for 1 to start 2024 and get the Firefighters their second win in franchise history.
Alexiadis takes off for second. He'll steal it easily as the splitter bounces well out in front of home. The game's winning run now in scoring position for last tour's leader in walk-offs. The 1-2. Under the glove of Malatesta, Matt Wolf over to first. Scoop from Cullen. The Firefighters survive a 2-1 victory. And tomorrow night, these two teams battle for Nashville.
A nail-biter of a win for the Firefighters tonight in Nashville. The Bananas no longer undefeated in the Music City. And what a performance from Bradford Webb and Matt Malatesta tonight, keeping the Bananas scoreless through the final 4 frames of the ball game. getting them their second win in franchise history.
Down to Christian Dearman.
Marshall Schill. Colin Ledbetter. Bradford Webb, who was electric. The River King, Garrett DeClue. Closing out the night, the monster, Matt Malatesta. Nolan Daniel and trick pitcher, Matt Wolf. And with our catchers, leading them up, Joe Lytle. Zachary Bridges. And Alex Bentley. And now infielders with Daniel Brito, Isaac Parra. With 3 hits tonight, Logan Lacey, Trey Vanderpool, Stephen Cullen. Now with our awesome outfielders, the nimble South Trimble, Parker Nolan, player coach Dakota McFadden, Blaine McIntosh, Zach Watson. Our Firefighters are led by head coach Val Perez and pitching coach Corey Pye.
the Firefighters and Savannah Bananas heading out to the Plaza Party to sign autographs for you and to take pictures with you. We love you so very much, Nashville. We appreciate your hospitality. We'll do it again tomorrow night, but right now, the party continues in the Plaza. My name is Shark. We love you. Good night, Nashville.
We love you too, Mr. Shark. Welcome up into the broadcast booth with Josh Talevsky, Pico Scala. Happy Big Tiger Friday. Thank you for spending it with us here in virtual Banana Land. What a gutsy win for the Firefighters. Emmanuel Rosario in the fourth inning, he was out there, puts up a 0. He hands it off to Bradford Webb, who throws 4 scoreless frames after that, who hands it off to Matt Malatesta, who puts the finishing touches on a 2-1 victory. Not without dramatics. The game's tying run was at third. The game winning run was at second. And what a play by Matt Wolf to earn the second victory in Firefighters history.
Matt Wolf came up with some key plays for the Firefighters late in this game. He was the man shifted into the rack shift, knew his former teammate very well, and placed himself in the right situation to get them that final out in the 8th inning, and of course played that ball very well to seal the win for the Firefighters tonight. And Pico, coming into this series, we knew the Firefighters can hit. They've obviously showed that yet again here in this Nashville series, but the real question mark was the pitching going to come through for these guys? Could they command the zone a little better, give up fewer sprints, and find a way to baffle the Bananas bats? They were finally able to accomplish that tonight. The Bananas only collecting 5 hits as a team. They only drew 2 sprints against the Firefighters. And again, it was Bradford Webb and Matt Malatesta holding the Bananas scoreless across the final 5 frames of this ball game. And for the Bananas, we saw them succeed a lot last night, batting with runners in scoring position. They finished that ball game 6 for 11. Tonight, they were 0 for 11 with runners in scoring position. A stark difference for the team offensively.
That's a mind-boggling number right there. And there have to be props given to Emmanuel Rosario as well, who only gives up 1 run across 4 innings pitched with him. He gets walked off in the 3rd. That's the only run that the Bananas end up scoring. and it was on a bizarre swinging bunt in which D.R. Meadows just barely gets in across the dish before a tag from Joe Lytle. So between Rosario and Webb and then Malatesta, boy, they stifled a very, very powerful Bananas offense. Of course, you have to look. Michael Deeb, Reese Alexiadis, neither of them get to swing the bat tonight. Two of the best bats that the Nanners have. They go with Brandon Crosby and Dalton Malden, and the offense ends up anemic this evening.
Yeah, not the offensive performance the Bananas were looking for, but it's always pretty refreshing to see a pitcher's duel in Banana Ball. Of course, we saw two big innings for the Firefighters offensively, them scoring 3 runs in the first inning and then 4 runs in the 5th inning. But outside of that, the Bananas keeping the Firefighters from scoring in the rest of that ball game, and it was truly a great pitcher's duel. And yet, there were so many trick plays turned in the ball game as well that didn't seem to hamper the Firefighters or the Bananas pitchers. We saw Ryan Cox tie the single game record for most trick plays in a game with 6 yet again tonight. And you saw a clutch trick play from Logan Lacey with the game on the line, ripping the backflip catch in the infield to get that first out for Matt Malatesta. And hey, let's not forget about D.R. Meadows with a hat trick of trick plays in center field for the Bananas.
And Lacey gets a hat trick of trick plays at third base. He goes between the legs twice on ground balls, the second of which one of the better trick plays you will ever see. So Lacey continues to wow us with the bat and the glove. I mean, this guy was literally working for the city of Tallahassee a bit over a month ago, handling their low voltage electricity, and son of a gun, the guy was unbelievable at Florida State. He is putting up video game numbers here in Banana Ball. His grandpa, throughout the Little League days, used to always say when he was coming up to the plate, "What time is it?" And the fans would all say, "Showtime." Son of a gun, if he is not bringing showtime to Bananaland. Of course, Brandon Crosby had the nickname first, but Logan Lacey, when it comes to a time well before Bananaland, had the nickname a couple dozen years ago, and he is living up to it here as a Banana Baller.
5 trick plays in his career. We've already mentioned double-digit hits on tour as well, and what's really impressive, we are 5 games into this Firefighter season, and Logan Lacey has already accumulated almost 1 offensive win for this ball club in that span.
He's 12 for 21 on the tour with 5 doubles. And as we said, 3 trick plays tonight. He's now up to 5 on the tour to pace the Firefighters. It is insane what Logan is doing here in Bananaland. Okay, we have to wrap this broadcast up. We will have a Party Animals and Visitors game tomorrow. The Animals going for the sweep. The Visitors trying to get their first ever win. That will be in historic Grayson Stadium. First pitch at 7 p.m. Eastern. Coming to you live on the Party Animals YouTube. Our broadcast will kick off an hour later, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central on Bally Live and WatchStadium.com as Nashville is on the line. The Firefighters look to win their first ever series. They are 2-3 now against the Bananas all time. The Nanners trying to win Nashville for the 2nd straight year after they defeated the Party Animals in the 2 games that were played here a year ago. Let's give away a free pair of shoes courtesy of Zappos. Actually, I can't do it because I don't have the name. We'll see if we get it by the end of the post-game show. If not, it will be on the pre-game show tomorrow. Chad Reese, if you're watching at home, send me that ASAP or else it is not getting out tonight. What we can do for the time being is shout out the cast and crew that made this show possible as they all dap each other up a few rooms over, and we could hear that happening right in our ears here. On the first base camera, it was Daniel Boros. Unbelievable job, nearly nailed by a foul ball. Thankfully, the tripod in the way, Daniel. Terrific work down there. Same goes for Emma Bates across the diamond over at third base, dominating. On the high home, Arch Pongle. Some people,
not many.
Yeah, you could say her parents call her Arch Pingle. In BTV, it is Arch Pongle. On the center field cam, Sam. One name, son of a gun. You love him. Sam, great job on a important camera out there. On the wireless, Justin Gordon flying all over this place, getting some really cool shots. Our utility tonight, Hope Peters miking up Ryan Kellogg. Was supposed to mic up Garrett DeClue. We hope he is okay. He was on the mound, hurt his arm during warm-up, so we will have an update for you on DeClue's health tomorrow night. We know it is an arm injury. Hopefully it is not serious. He is one of the best in the business. When it comes to the engineer, that would be Clayton Franklin, making sure this whole thing goes off without a scare. Clay Pimp, Sir Clay Pimp at that. Incredible work, Mr. Franklin. On the coordinating, producing side, that would be Chris Haynes for the second straight night. He has been in charge here in Nashville, and Hainsey is as good as they come. When it comes to the folks all the way back in the hostess city of the South, directing things in the control room, Kylie Sadomka, the best in the biz. Nothing more needs to be said there. On audio, Brian Bailey, killing it on the ones and the twos. The replay, Jackson Hamilton. Excellent work on the replay from Mr. Jackson. And on the graphics, Julia Massey. On the scorebug, Kwanzi. Julia, terrific work. Same goes for the Kwanzmeister. One name and son of a gun. That is a guy you have to love. When it comes, we just got the winner. We just got the winner. Drum roll, please, for the free pair of shoes, courtesy of Zappos. Chuck Bullard. Chuck Bullard. That is a longtime BTV commenter and legend in the chat. Chuck, congratulations on your free pair of shoes, courtesy of Zappos. Josh Talevsky with the color commentary and statistical savantry. Incredible.
Biko Scala, I commend you for your play-by-play work tonight. This was a doozy of a game to call, and you were quite chalant.
Thank you very much. That's because I had some chungus aioli, and I had it the Aki way. A big shout-out to Ryan Kellogg for hopping on the mic with us. Big thanks to Danny Hosley, Ryan Cox, and Jackson Olson for doing some karaoke for us. And Garrett DeClue, you are in our thoughts. We cannot wait to get you back on the mound and get a mic on you when that is the case, because we promise that will be happening. Also, thank you, Nolan Daniel, for lathering yourself in maple syrup to try and distract Ryan Kellogg. It did not work, but it was very entertaining. Thank you so much to the executive producers of Bananas Television, Carrie, Emily, and Jesse Cole, as well as Mr. President himself, Jared Orton. I am Biko Scala saying so long for now. The Party Animals win in Grayson Stadium 5-1. The Bananas fall to the Firefighters here in Nashville 2-1. That means the series is on the line tomorrow night. As I mentioned, Party Animals on the YouTube page, 7 p.m. Two banana ball games at once. I've literally got tears going down my eyes. I'm so emotional at the stage we are here in our young sports history. And we, as I mentioned, will be on WatchStadium.com and Bally Live at 8 p.m. Eastern. First pitch with Music City on the line. Okay, we'll see you tomorrow night, and we will, of course, see you later!
Chat, was this game Riz?